I think I was scrolling YouTube one day and I came across one of your videos, and I'm so thankful to that day that I was scrolling it.
वीडियोस में कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी और ये सब काफी ज्यादा थ्योरी ऑफ आइडियाज जैसे मैंने देखा था, मुझे अच्छे से याद है मैम।
पीपी क्लासेस का बहुत बड़ा रोल है मेरे सोशियोलॉजी के 280 मार्क्स में।
Shekhar sir's YouTube videos prove to be a very helpful. I also joined answer writing. I also joined testing in sleepy classes.
I completely relied on your channel.
Hello, my name is Kunal Rastogi. I have secured All India rank 15 in UPSC Civil Services Examination 2023. I was born in Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh, but I've spent most of my childhood in Agartala, Tripura, where I also did my primary schooling. After which I went to BITS Pilani for my graduation in civil engineering, where I graduated in 2021. Since my graduation, I've been trying to convert my dream into reality of becoming a civil servant. So I have done most of my preparation from Agartala, Tripura, where my father was actually posted. So my medium of education was mostly online, and I have never been to a formal coaching setup in the offline manner in Delhi. Coming to my journey, the 3 years I have spent, I have attempted UPSC examination 3 times. In my first attempt, I went up to the interview stage but failed to qualify that. In my second attempt, I was not even able to clear the prelims examination, primarily because I failed the CSAT examination by just 1 mark. And in the third attempt, fortunately, I am able to make to the final cut. So today I would be discussing mostly about the prelims strategy. So the prelims examination of the UPSC is the first eliminator stage, whereby more than 10 lakh students sit for the examination and only 14,000 qualify for writing the mains examination. The prelims examination is divided into 2 parts, the first part being the general studies paper, while the second part being the CSAT. So let us start analyzing the general studies paper. So the general studies paper consists of 200 marks, and for one to qualify, one has to get the minimum cutoff marks that is decided by the UPSC. So the general studies paper consists of many parts which has been described in the UPSC syllabus. It includes the polity and governance aspect, our society, history, geography, international relations, and the current affairs. So how one needs to approach this? So in all of my 3 attempts, I've been able to qualify this GS cutoff in a comfortable way. In my first attempt, I scored around 93 marks, where the cutoff was around 88, while in the second attempt, I scored around 104 marks. This year, I was also able to clear the forest cutoff, and according to the various answers keys, I have scored around 115 plus marks, where the cutoff is stipulated to be 75 number. So I think I am qualified to discuss about the prelim strategy. So the prelims examination basically is of 2 parts. One is the knowledge part and the second is the wisdom part. So the knowledge part inculcates or includes your basic understanding and the basic content that is required for a civil servant. That includes polity, your grasp of the current happenings in the world, and so on and so forth. So for this you need to refer to some basic sources. For example, in my case, I refer to M. Lakshmikant for polity as well as the class 10 and 12th NCERT. Apart from that, I also refer to D.D. Basu for gaining some insightful knowledge regarding the political aspects, which in recent years UPSC has been delving into. Apart from that, for my economy, I refer to Munal sir classes and Sanjay Verma book to make a holistic understanding. I also refer to Yojana as well as the economic survey, which I found quite useful in developing the understanding required for this examination. For my geography, I refer to GC Leong, the NCERTs, as well as Sudarshan Gurjar sir's online mapping classes. In my international affairs, since I have optional PSIR, I was quite comfortable with it, but to brush up, I refer to the mains and PT 365 that Vision releases every year, so that I could get a holistic understanding regarding the current happenings of the international geopolitical arena. So once you get this basic knowledge that is required, you need to start applying it. This application part is perhaps even more difficult and perhaps more important, because the examination has been transitioning from a knowledge based examination to a wisdom based examination. So for the wisdom part, I suggest that you need to attempt as many papers as possible. So in my case, in my third attempt, I attempted almost 50 question papers, the FLTs, before the prelims examination. Now this has two major advantages. First of all, when you attempt such a high number of examinations, you get to increase your knowledge. This is because there would be many questions in almost all the papers which you will be coming across for the first time. And whenever you do so, you note it down. And this would then become a part of your knowledge base. Secondly, I feel that there are certain strategies that are required to crack this preliminary examination. Even all the toppers do not know questions beyond 40 out of 100 questions. So to bridge the gap between the 40 questions that you definitely know and perhaps 50 or 60 questions that are required for a comfortable margin, these 20 questions need educated guessing. So in most of the questions, you will not be sure. You will be either 50-50 or in some cases not even that. So how to answer those type of questions? Now I feel that the best template for solving these educated guesses is the previous year questions itself. So what happens is the UPSC may change the pattern of the paper, but the intention behind the paper remains the same. So for example, there was a question in 2021 regarding environment where 3 animals were given and a particular trait was asked. So when I gave that paper, I found out that only 2 options for them were correct. In this year's paper, again 3 animals were mentioned and again a specific trait was asked. Even this year, the 2 options were only correct. So such type of pattern recognition can be done by analyzing the PYQs more closely. So how to approach these PYQs? You have to do it in a twofold manner. In the first way, the PYQs are a rich repository of the themes that UPSC has been asking questions. For example, fungi, they have been asking a lot. International areas where conflicts are happening, be it in 2022 or in 2023, conflict areas were asked. Polity basic questions like constitutionalism, liberty, equality. Geography questions like landforms, types of rainforest. All these questions are asked year and year again. So once you analyze the PYQs properly, you will be able to gauge what type of questions are being repeated and you will be able to streamline your preparation. So the knowledge part would be then fine-tuned for this particular examination. Second is the option setting. So once you know the broad themes, the second stage of analysis is how the options are being prepared. This year, UPSC marked a big change where from 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, 4, they have started with only 1, only 2, only 3 and such type of option making. So in this, what I found is by analyzing the previous year papers that if 4 or 5 statements or any number of statements are given, it is of very less chance that all the statements would be correct or all the statements would be incorrect. If this particular proposition is followed, then automatically 2 options in the only one category will also be eliminated. So it will be automatically come down to 50-50. So these are some type of pattern recognitions that you can be following and which would also help you in solving the examination in a better manner, particularly the educated guesses part. So once your knowledge and the wisdom part has been taken care of, you need to combine them in a syncretic manner and then start practicing as many full-length tests as possible. For this, what I did was, apart from the many coaching institutes that allow these FLT papers, I also started giving any random All India test series, be it from Vajiram, be it from Vision IS, be it from Forum IS, or any such institute which is following All India test series. So I minimized my sectional test and maximized the full length test, because it is only in the full length test that you will be able to not only select which type of questions you would be answering, but also select which type of questions you would not be answering, which is even more important given the negative marking that is present in this examination. So if I feel if this knowledge and this wisdom part that I told you about is merged in a balanced manner, then you will be able to cross the cutoffs that is being mandated for this examination.
स्लीपी की वीडियोस भी देखी हैं,
स्लीपी क्लासेस के जो आपने फ्री लेक्चर्स डाल रखे हैं यूट्यूब पर, राइट उनको लाइक काउंटलेस टाइम्स देखा है।
स्लीपी क्लासेस इज वन ऑफ दोस मतलब इंस्टीट्यूशंस जहाँ पे सभी टीचर अच्छे हैं।
स्लीपी क्लासेस हैज बीन द पार्ट ऑफ द जर्नी फ्रॉम द वेरी स्टार्टिंग।
I used to follow that 1 minute series plus the daily 5 questions that you post.
सर आपके सारे वीडियोस मैंने 5-6 बार तो देखे हैं।
The second part of the preliminary examination consists of the Civil Services Aptitude Test, which is also of 200 marks but is of qualifying nature. Since it is qualifying, only 66 marks are required for this particular examination. Now, in the recent years, the CSAT has been an arch nemesis for most of the candidates because of the increased difficulty level. Even in my second attempt, I failed to cross the cutoff of 66 marks for CSAT by just 1 mark. That is, I scored only 65. So, being an engineer, when I failed CSAT, it was extremely devastating for me. But such is the nature of the examination that it humbles everyone. And so, then I began to introspect that what I could have done differently to crack the CSAT examination in a comfortable manner. What I identified the major mistake of was that I actually only relied on solving the maths paper. Because I'm an engineer, I am quite comfortable in doing maths, but that in 2022 the maths was comparatively difficult as compared to the English section, and I only focused upon doing maths, completely ignoring the English part, and this was, I think, my Achilles heel that year. This year as well, the maths section, particularly the permutation and combination, was extremely difficult, and this became a major obstacle for most of the candidates. But having learned from my past mistakes, I decided that when I was giving the examination, that I switch back to English as soon as possible. So in this year attempt itself, in the first 30 minutes, I was only able to solve 4 or 5 questions of maths, and that time I started to panic. But then I remembered that English could be easier. So I completely switched off my maths part and started attempting the English section. Luckily, this time the English section was comparatively easier and I was able to solve most of the questions. This gave me a confidence boost and also further helped me in attempting the maths question in a more objective manner. And I think my changing strategy in the CSAT in the middle of the examination, depending upon the needs of it, helped me to crack CSAT this time in a comfortable manner. So for this resources for CSAT are quite manifold. What I started doing was I started to analyze and practice the previous year questions in a very vigorous manner in terms of CSAT. So in CSAT there are 3 sections. First is the mathematics part, second is the reasoning part, and third is the comprehension skills, that is the English part. So the English part more or less remains the same every year, whereby UPSC sources its question either from newspaper articles or certain very famous books. So what I did was I tried to match this syllabus to other examinations, and I found that the CAT examination is quite similar when it comes to English. So after solving all the previous year questions regarding the English comprehension part, I switched and started doing some of the CAT papers as well, and this actually helped me. Regarding the reasoning part, what I did was I not only solved the previous year questions, but again I solved the CAT examination questions, and both of them actually helped me. Moreover, there are certain form of questions even in CSAT paper which are repeated every year. For example, the calendar questions, the labor questions, or the statistic reasoning part, perhaps the profit and loss. These are repeated almost every year. So what you can do is you can practice the previous year questions very diligently, and that would help you form a foundational base for your further preparation regarding the CSAT examination. With regards to the third part, mathematics, I found that the permutation and combination and other such subjects are to a level which can be compared to the 11th and 12th. So last time also what I did was I did the JEE PNC of 11th and 12th. The permutation and combination of 11th and 12th that is taught for the JEE examination could further help you to clear up your analytical skills, which would help you in the CSAT examination as well. So once you have covered the entire syllabus of CSAT as well, and by syllabus I mean the previous year questions, you could start attempting a large number of actual CSAT tests. So Vision IS provides a very good test series with regards to CSAT, and I diligently followed it last year. Even Shankar IS CSAT test series is very important in clearing the examination. So in all, both the papers of prelims, that is the CSAT as well as the general studies, needs to be given equal importance, and only when both of them are studied in a methodical and a logical manner, having given proper impetus to the previous year questions as well as developing your wisdom or the exam intuition as to make the educated guesses, you could be able to solve the preliminary examination in a much more comfortable manner. So lastly, I would like to tell you that the Delhi Knowledge Track have helped me a lot in my preparation journey. I continuously looked at the various toppers who have given interviews to Delhi Knowledge Track for furthering my motivation or fine-tuning my preparation strategy. I again extend my heartfelt gratitude to Delhi Knowledge Track for giving me this opportunity to share my prelims strategy. Thank you very much.